Alright, so the following video, we'll talk about some of the blog page settings that we have to deal with. So let's head on over to the back end of our website and we'll take a look at the settings that are offered to us within the page template option. So we've created a page, it's called blog, and we've selected a page template as blog posts. So here we have several options unfold, and the first option is, of course, this categories option, and you can select specific categories that you want to display within the following page. So you can create multiple blog pages, you can title them or categorize them accordingly as for example, destination weddings or international travels, whatever it may be, or my favorite foods, whatever it is, you can title that. You can set these categories here and create a blog page related to that specific category only. The next option we have here is the view type that is offered, and as you'll see here, we have 3 view types, and every single of these view types has its own set of settings. So the most basic one is the list view, which is currently what we have right now. This is what it looks like over here. And this view type only has the number of posts we want to display within our blog page, so we can set it to 2 or 4, whatever it may be. So we'll just go ahead and select 2, and then you also have the option of selecting whether or not you want to show pagination. And if we select yes, we then have the option of using Ajax pagination, which means that you'll just have a load more button. So if we select no, we'll go ahead and click on update. And then we'll go back here to our blog page, we'll refresh this, and as you'll see here, we have only 2 blog posts. We have 1 and 2 with 2 options, previous page and next page. So if we click on next page, we'll go to the next set of blog posts that we've created. The other option over here is if we select yes for our Ajax pagination, this will simply add a load more button over here at the bottom of the page. So if we click on load more, you have more blog posts loading up. So those are the options you have to play around with in terms of your page loading or your blog post content loading types. Next off, we also have this option over here where it says page settings, and this option is fairly simple. You can display or hide your page title, and then you can enable or disable the widget, which is located at the bottom, and the following content for that widget is actually added within the widgets area. And here we have below page content, full page with sidebar widget. So anything you add here will be displayed if it is enabled over here. Then we'll also have this slideshow settings option. You can technically add a slideshow to your blog page. So if we go ahead and select homepage slider, we'll go ahead and click on update over here, refresh the following page, and you will see that we do have the following slider, which is also featured on our homepage, and then we have our blog content. Alright, so let's go ahead and disable this at the moment. And let's jump into our next view type, and we have the following thumbnail view type, and let's just go ahead and select this to number 4. And the following over here gives us a lot of options. So we'll enter the number of posts we want to see per page, then we can select the gutter between these posts, and essentially the gutter is the gap between your blog posts. Actually, let's just go ahead and click on update, and I'll show you what this includes in itself. So here we have this area over here. The gutters, this spacing right over here is set at 30 pixels, which is by default. Of course, you can adjust that if that would be required. If you want to have more posts per page, you can go ahead and do that. For example, if you have a lot of blog posts, you can add 12 posts and then select 3 or 4 columns. If we select it to number 4, to 4 columns, you'll see that all 4 blog posts will be lined up in a single row, just like that. So you can play around with those settings as well. Next off, we have the ability to enable or disable masonry mode. We'll keep this at no, and then we also have the option of enabling or disabling the title of the blog post over the image. Currently we have the title beneath our image. So if we select this option to yes, go back here, click on update once again, refresh the following blog page, you'll see that we have the title come up as soon as we hover over our blog post. Alright, so these are the settings that we have within the following grid view. We also have a grid 50/50 view, and the following grid 50/50 view simply allows our blog page to look like this, where we have half the page is the blog post title with some information in brief text, and then we have the image on the side. And so this is what it looks like over here. You can also select the number of posts you want to display per page, and then your pagination types. You can also display that within this area over here. So these are some settings that you have within the page settings. Now, I also want to touch base real quick upon the following pagination types. Now, there are several options of how you can use the following template, and technically you can create an entire home page using the blog post template. So one of the options is adding an image slideshow. Next off, we'll select the following view type, and we'll go ahead and select only 2 posts. We'll leave this at default. A number of columns, we'll set this back to 2. Enable masonry, no. Enable title over image, we'll leave that at yes. And then over here, you can enable or disable the pagination type. So if we click on no, and this will be set to no as well. Go here, click on update, and we'll refresh the following page. You'll see here that we have our navigation menu. We'll then have our image slider. We have 2 latest blog posts, and over here we have our widget area. And this is it. So technically there is no load more button, there is no previous, next page, etc. So technically you can create a blog /homepage, or however you want to call it, and this can serve as your homepage. So these are some options that you can play around with, and also just creatively create a homepage that would be something more than just an image slider and some widgets at the bottom. Alright, so this is the entire set of settings we have within our pages area for the blog page template. So we'll go ahead and talk about some of the additional settings we have within our flow theme options area.